With the recent announcement of the newest Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi game, my hype is at an all-time high. I mean, after the announcement, my brain was constantly thinking of ways that the game can improve from Tenkaichi 3. And because of that, I came up with a list of things that I would like to see happen. So, pretty much, this video is the top 5 things I expect to see in this newest Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi game. But with that being said, let's get into it. Now, my very first point is probably going to be very controversial, but I do stand on this for a particular reason. And that first point is, I would actually not like to see this game include CACs. Now, yes, having custom characters has been a staple in Dragon Ball games for a very long while now. Actually, ever since Ultimate Tenkaichi, it was the first Dragon Ball game to ever include custom characters. But even though it's cool to, create your character, insert them into the Dragon Ball universe, and interact with like all of your favorite Dragon Ball characters, give them whatever moves you want, customize them however you want, there's one major downside to all of that, and that is balance. Ever since Ultimate Tenkaichi released, CACs in Dragon Ball games have always been broken. And I think that's something that we can all agree on. Again, it's cool that we get to use them, but they have been severely unbalanced. I mean, prime example, in Ultimate Tenkaichi, if you had your CAC and you kept the original CAC fighting style, they had the longest lunge in the entire game, which means that if you were in melee mode, you could literally be on the opposite side of the map, literally charge up a heavy hit, and you would instantly be in front of the opponent. Nobody else in the entire game was able to do that. And of course, there were some builds that you were able to create to the point where you could have your base form be stronger than Super Saiyan. Like, people would actually start off on Super Saiyan just to like revert back to base form and then be able to do some crazy stuff. And then I don't think I really have to explain the Xenoverse series on how CACs are broken. I mean, there's multiple broken builds out there. This is just a common thing. So again, it's cool that we're able to make our own character, customize them however we want, and use them in a Dragon Ball game. And it's cool that we get to, have that option. But in this day and age, if we're trying to bring back the Tenkaichi series, like an actual return to form, then I think it's probably best to keep CACs in the Xenoverse series from here on out. The second thing I would like to see in this new Tenkaichi game are what-if characters. What-if characters have always been super cool. Like, I remember having Super Buu, getting all those absorption forms in Budokai 2. I remember Super Saiyan 3 Broly and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in Raging Blast 1 and 2. We even got Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3 Bardock in Xenoverse 2. Like, what-if characters have always been the cherry on top of the canon roster. And I always thought that if there was ways that they could expand upon that, that would also be really cool. I mean, if they were willing to go above and beyond and give Bardock, Broly, and Vegeta Super Saiyan 3, maybe Gohan can get it. Maybe Trunks can get it. Maybe other characters can get like forms that we would like to see them get that aren't necessarily canon. I mean, Heroes already does that. So maybe they can continue that trend. Because, I mean, again, what if characters have been in plenty of Dragon Ball games? Actually, if there's and this is a what if, I'm using that very loosely, but it still technically is. What if we were able to get characters that donned different traits from other characters from different anime? Remember that when Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z released, we actually got an iteration of Super Saiyan Goku in Naruto Sage Mode outfit. That's an actual thing. Like, load up Battle of Z or look up a video and you will see that Goku in Naruto Sage Mode outfit. And I believe it was either Storm 2 or a different Storm game that actually had Naruto in Goku's gi. So it's not impossible, and I would like to see that type of thing happen, because again, it's literally the cherry on top of a canon roster. This next one is actually the biggest one on my list. Like, everything else that I could say would personally mean absolutely nothing if this isn't done right. Number 3 on my list of what I would like to see in a new Tenkaichi game are stable online servers. Now, even though the original Tenkaichi games, I think except for Tenkaichi 3, like having like online capabilities, the Raging Blast series and even Ultimate Tenkaichi and literally every other game after that had online. And I would say the Raging Blast series and even surprisingly Ultimate Tenkaichi's online was actually really good, because they used servers. That's the thing. Now, I don't know what it is about Bandai games, but they're really like standing like firm on P2P connectivity, and that's not good. Like I think like Dragon Ball Legends, Xenoverse, and a few other games as well. I think even Jump Force had P2P connectivity as well. But literally, it does not work. It does not work, and I don't think it ever will work, or at least as of right now, just because people have various like different types of connections. Like some people have godlike internet, some people have trash internet, but without a server to help like, you know, take like some of the strain off of their individual connections, if it's just direct interconnectivity, it's probably going to not work out as well. And we have multiple examples of that. So I'm hoping that they at least invest in a server-based system, because if they do, then we at least have a possibility of having smoother online like multiplayer experiences. Because the last thing I want to do is hop online and have moves desync, or like, you know, or just lag. And I mean, lag is inevitable, but like crazy uncontrollable lag, or like it being so bad that you can't even connect online. I mean, literally, I kid you not, it like P2P connections was so bad, I was literally unable to play Jump Force online on both PS4 and PC. That's how bad that was. There was times in Dragon Ball Legends where I wasn't even able to play online because the opponent's connection was so bad. Like and don't even get me started on Xenoverse's online. Like again, Xenoverse is a great franchise. I love Xenoverse, but let's be honest, the online mode could definitely be better, especially with moves desyncing and not connecting properly. So again, if they were to make stable online servers for this new Tenkaichi game, I think that'll be the best route to go with. This next one would be absolutely insane if they added, and actually one Dragon Ball game already does this, but I would absolutely love to see rotation battles added in the newest Tenkaichi game. Now, to give you guys a bit of context as to what rotation battles are, think of it like this. In Dragon Ball FighterZ, you have like the raid battle system where you're able to have a group of friends kind of join together and fight off against a particular enemy. And I'm pretty sure there was actually a team battle system in that game as well that's similar, but you could have a total of, you know, if it's the raid battle system, 3 friends. If it's just you versus, you know, other people, a total of 6 people fight each other with each person individually controlling a character. That would be fire for this game. And also, I remember specifically in Raging Blast 2, they did have team battles, but it was 5v5. But the only difference is that it was technically a 1v1 with each person being able to control 5 characters, and you were able to, you know, defeat the opponent and then have the next character on their team come out, or you could willingly swap to any other character that you had on your team. Now, what I would like to see in this particular Tenkaichi game is much like how it was in Raging Blast 2, where you can go up to 5 characters. Again, you don't have to, but you can go up to 5 characters, but you have the option to play with your homies, and each homie controls a character. I kid you not, I've already been talking with Ryuden to do something like a series or whatever the case may be, if they add rotation battles into this newest Tenkaichi game. Because imagine, like, first and foremost, the amount of chaos that would happen. Like, it would actually be insane, but also the sheer amount of content that can be created off of this alone. That would be insane. Like, I can already envision, like, maybe like Ryuden is in and like he's fighting off against somebody else, and then just to like throw me off, he swaps into me. I'm completely unprepared, I get bodied or something, and it's just completely hilarious. So again, rotation battles would be absolutely phenomenal to see in this game. This last one is probably going to be the most difficult one to try to implement, but I would still love to see it happen if there is a way to make it happen, and that is diverse combat. Now, if you guys don't know, leading all the way up to Ultimate Tenkaichi, combat was not really diverse in the sense that a lot of characters were kind of clones of each other. To give you guys a bit of perspective, in Raging Blast 2, Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Gogeta had the exact same fighting style. There was no difference in their fighting style whatsoever. And again, Tenkaichi 3 really had that as a major issue. And actually, even Ultimate Tenkaichi really had the biggest issue of them all, because every single character in that game fought the same. But that was primarily because of the core mechanic being rock, paper, scissors. But hopefully you guys get my point. I would love to see them make as many characters as diverse as possible. The only downside with all that is the Tenkaichi series doesn't really have free-form combos. They're all structured. Whereas in the Xenoverse series, they're free-form combos. So you can actually make every character different because, well, you have that type of freedom. The Tenkaichi series isn't like that, but it's not necessarily a bad thing that it's not free-form, but it's just, it comes with that restriction, that possible restriction, that there will be clone characters in the game. But if they can find a way to make the combat at least a bit more diverse than it was in Tenkaichi 3, then maybe, just maybe, they can add a few different types of combo strings to give to unique or, you know, individual characters instead of having them be practically clones of one another. Now, granted, is that going to hinder the experience if there are clone characters? Not really. I mean, again, Raging Blast 2 Online, or even Raging Blast Online, there were multiple clone characters, but online was still fantastic to experience. So it's something that would be nice to include. If it doesn't happen, it is what it is. But to have each character be unique, or at least as many as possible, would be a nice change from the original 3 Tenkaichi games. And of course, there are so many other things that I would love to see happen in this game. Some things that I just may have missed, or things that I potentially just didn't even think of. So I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below what your top 5 list of things you would like to see happen in this game would be. Because again, it's Tenkaichi, man. Like, I am so excited for this game. And you guys already know, when the game drops, I'm about to cover this game from head to toe. I am so excited. But again, I would love to see what your top 5 list of things you would like to see happen in this new Tenkaichi game would be in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.